It's Tuesday, which means it's time for our Chiefs Report live show right here on the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. We appreciate you hanging out with us, spending some time. My name is Jace, as your host, and I'm excited to spend some time and talk with you all the latest Chiefs news right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. But before we get that, we want to let people get in, and we got to tell YouTube to promote this. We want more people to come hang out with us. So let's spam the KCs in the chat because I already see my Jace friend, Jace Baker, spamming the KCs. Let's see who can get it. Let's see. I see Tom from, Tom. I may call Sam on here early. You know how to say that? Yokohama, Japan? Sam says I got it right. Diamond the Buckeye, Lewis saying KC, Fire Diamond, Chris Idle, Tony Fuentes, Paul Amos hanging out with us. Let's go, Paul Amos from Tonganoxie. Tony Fuentes spamming those KCs. Let's get those going. We need all the KCs because I know there's an option, but I'm just gonna block this out. On my hand, I can only cover that. B-A-I, bye. I don't know. And there's an old energy drink called Bye. Paul D. Amos from KC. Time Man the Buckeye. Tammy Jackson's in the chat. Don Luke Picard. KC. Christopher Mungford. Richard P. Let's go. Type those KCs, and you can flip those KCs to shouting out your city. I already saw Paul Amos putting his in there, but you can pop it in there right as well. So we got Paul, Tony, Richard hanging out. And then Lewis coming in already with a question. Would you rather have T. Higgins or say Calvin Ridley or maybe another cheaper wide receiver? Definitely T. Higgins. I'm tired of going cheap, but we'll put that on there. If you want to use hashtag Chiefs, we can get that on the mailbag later. Good question. Literally copy that question and then use hashtag Chiefs in front of it. Bang. We can pop it on the screen. You got a question. Just put it right back on there. We'll answer it fully then. We also got a Fire Diamond. You can also put that. Hashtag Chiefs. Mike Evans could be an option. We could do that. Talk about that. We got Lewis from Mexico, Missouri. Tony Fuentes from Dallas. Maya's World, who's in the chat. We got William Hughes. Don Luke Picard. And then we got Boomer Miller hanging out with us saying, KC, I hope we win. Shout out your city in the chat right now. Where are you watching from on today's stream? Because I'm telling you, it's going to be a good day to have a good day. So get in there and hang out with us and have a good day with us. Because, well, we all know when the Chiefs are still playing and it's January, it's just expected. But it's always a good day to have it because, man, it feels nice. 6 years in a row that right now Chiefs are still playing. That's pretty nice. Christopher Mungford, 48 years old, been a dedicated Chiefs fan for 43 years. Let's freaking go. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Boomer Miller saying we need to stop the running game. Yes, we freaking do. What is your level of confidence in a Chiefs win versus the Ravens this upcoming Sunday? A scale of 1 through 10, as we still got a couple people kind of coming and hanging out with us. Brisboe from Wichita, Kansas. Christopher from Springfield, Missouri. Tony Fuentes giving us a nice hashtag Chiefs and then a question. Appreciate you, Tony. Make sure you do that just like that. We got a mailbag coming up later. So use hashtag Chiefs. Lewis, saw your question. Use that hashtag Chiefs. Right now we got scales coming in here. Tony Fuentes saying 7 is his confidence level. Paul Amos from 8. Christopher Mungford saying 10. High confidence level from Christopher. Tony saying 7. We got DeLuke Picard saying 8.7. I like that. And then Michael Oliver. What's up, man? What's up, Michael? Boomer Miller saying 200. Lewis saying 8.5. It's a nice day. It's nice, man. I like it. It's a good confidence level day. Got to get the good vibes rolling, make everything pop, and hopefully we can have a good time here and get the confidence level more and more because we're going to tell you about the matchups to watch, tell you about everything you need to know all right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Fire Diamond, nice there, hashtag Chiefs. Chiefs fans, everybody's calls bandwagon. Yeah, a lot of bandwagons in the Chiefs fandom. Lewis Kepler, hopefully that defense is better. Hopefully not. Tammy Jackson giving us an 8. William Hughes giving us a 9. Brian Gale saying 7. Fire Diamond saying 10. Maya's World saying 10 in the confidence level. Christopher saying Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. He is 100% the GOAT. We all know that for sure. So that's pretty good. But hey, before we get too far into the show, let's tell you about one of our amazing sponsors, and that is Factor Meals. Now, if you haven't already, you can go get 50% off by going to factormeals.com/ChiefsChat and then using code ChiefsChat50 right there. We're going to put that in the chat here in just a minute, but I'm telling you, you get started on your resolutions with Factor so that you're ready for this new year. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in this year. Skip the grocery stores, the prep work, and cooking fatigue, and instead get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. You can forget frantic lunch preps and rush dinners. In Factor's 2-minute meals are your secret weapon in the new year. Fuel up fast with restaurant-quality meals, all delivered right to your door. Now, when things get hectic, Factor is flexible. Change your order up to every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause or reschedule your deliveries at any time. Stress less over meal times in the new year. Factor's no prep, no mess meals make free time in a lot of ways. Instead of shopping, instead of cooking, instead of cleanup, guess what? No more wasting time with Factor Meals in 2024. Head to factormeals.com/ChiefsChat50 and use code ChiefsChat50 to get 50% off. That's code ChiefsChat50 at factormeals.com/ChiefsChat50 to get 50% off. We're going to put that link in the little chat we have right with us. All right, we have to ask this question because he caught 2 passes and he was the highest PFF ranked wide receiver in the divisional round. Do you trust Marquez Valdes-Scantling? Give me a Y for yes, give me an N for no. And I kind of introduced him, but Sam, this is your time to get on here because you were here, you watched the game. I don't know if I trust him, but he did look good, man.
Can I say, yeah? Like, that's the best I can give you right now. And the most hesitant
yes?
That's the best I can give you right now. I'm not quite sure. I think, yeah, he had a good game, but I think anybody could have one good performance and then make a game-changing drop the next week. Not that hard, especially given what we've seen from some of the guys so far this year.
Well, that's the thing is, like, part of me is kind of worried because, like, if he made these catches, what happens if, say, this week he drops one of those? That would have been important.
Like, he'll get a few more looks downfield next week against Baltimore, and it's a tougher defense than Buffalo's. Their secondary a little banged up by the end of the year. Baltimore's pass defense is it's top 5, I think, from this season.
Number 6.
Isn't it? Number 6? Damn it. I was so close. Their defense is good.
Yeah, it's the worrisome part, but I think that actually, in a weird way, may give MVS more targets because they're going to focus on Rashee Rice. They're going to focus on Travis Kelce. Kyle Hamilton's going to be a high safety, and it's going to be on Rashee Rice going on these streaks. I'm interested to see. But we got a lot of Ys coming in here. So, I mean, hey, they're kind of hanging out with us as we got Ys from Tony Fuentes, Frank Eller, Paul Amos saying yes, Dustin Tomlin saying no. I think not quite yet from Lewis Cutbirth. Maya's World saying yes, definitely. Maya, did you watch the rest of the games? I think it's yes, but I'm not there just yet. William Hughes saying yes. Lewis Cutbirth, Hardman's first game with KC, he balled out, and now what happened? Question mark. Yeah, it's hard to like judge performances. Hardman became the fumble king. So
I think Tom is the perfect answer here.
I was just about to say that.
Lowercase y.
Yeah, it's not a capital Y, it's lowercase. But I trust him.
I say yes, but I don't say it with confidence. I say it because it's easier than saying no.
Christopher, if you're looking to super chat, make sure you put in a question. But there's a little money $sign down below there. You can click on that and do however much your heart desires. But any super chat is a Chiefs drop, and you're going to skip the line and get your question on screen. Did I explain that the best I could? Sam?
Yeah, I think that's right. If you're watching on your phone, the bottom right of the chat is how you can do that. If you ask a question, I guarantee you it'll be the first question on our mailbag.
There you go.
If you send another super chat after that, whoever does, it'll be the second question.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
That's the way. That's like Fast Pass. It's like Fast Pass.
Yep.
You ever been to Disney? You get the Fast Pass.
Six Flags. Who loves Six Flags? I love Six Flags.
You know, I've probably been to Disney more times than
Fast Pass is where it's at.
I've been to Disney more than times than I've been to Six Flags, and I live in Texas, so that's interesting. Everyone thinks Ravens can't be beat. Every team can be beaten. Yeah, I agree. Lewis, nice there with the hashtag Chiefs. Brewer Miller getting a question in. Make sure you use hashtag Chiefs. We're going to get those questions rolling here later on in the show. Also, Christopher, like I said, you super chat. You're the first one in. Plus, any super chat personalized Chiefs chop. Usually, it's only for first-time super chatters, and you got to do 10 to get the wheel to potentially get it. Today, Tuesdays, y'all are the special group here. We can do it for anybody. By the way, hit that like button. We got almost 40 people in here, only 15 likes. Just do it for me. It takes real quick. Plus, the more likes we get, the more people are going to join us, the more YouTube's going to recommend this stream for us and allow for people to come hang out with us all the freaking time. I will tell you what, we do have the mailbag, but there's also other stuff we're going to talk about in today's show. We're going to give you the Chiefs versus Ravens, the latest news on that, kind of going over that. We're going to give you some matchups to watch. That's our first segment. It's going to be talking about basically everything you can look for in this game, which also has some of the latest news in it as well, and kind of going around like what to expect from some key matchups and how the Chiefs can go about winning those so that they can win the game. And then obviously we'll have that mailbag. You can use hashtag Chiefs, or you can super chat to skip the queue and get in the front line right away. So we're going to get going here on this matchups to watch, but keep going with those questions. If you have one that kind of arises from the show, use hashtag Chiefs while I'm going, and we'll make sure to pop it up in the mailbag. So just keep putting hashtag Chiefs, but I think we're ready to go. Sam's already, he's in my ear saying, Jace, we're ready. Like, why do you keep talking? So I guess it's time to go here on the Chiefs Report. So let's get going on the matchups to watch. What's going on, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome into today's Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jace Sanders. And well, it's AFC Championship week. It's time to kind of talk about this matchup in a little bit more of an in-depth way. Now, we've got our hands on a good one because this Chiefs versus Ravens game has been asked for by a lot of fans. Now, I know there's people who are going to say, I don't want to see the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Patrick Mahomes is going to complain. Shut up. You want to watch this game. This is going to be a good game. I promise you that. The Chiefs, Ravens, plus hopefully Patrick Mahomes can have a little magic out there and get back to a Super Bowl for a second year in a row. Hopefully he can go back there and win it as well. But right now, got to focus on this game. And not only do we have a great matchup on paper from Chiefs versus Ravens, there's also a lot of matchups kind of in this game, on the field, to watch out for. Player versus defense, player versus player, player versus himself. We're going to talk about all the most important matchups in this game coming up on today's show and kind of breaking down how exactly the Chiefs can go about winning these, and hopefully that could lead to a win as well. But before we do that, I know it's postseason time and there's a lot of fun stuff on social media. This is the perfect time where I love the internet. I love Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. There's so much funny stuff. There's information. There's a lot of good things. And I'm telling you what, I'm tweeting it out. I'm retweeting. I got a lot of stuff going on with the Chiefs on my Twitter account. So go follow me at JaceAndrews_. And you see right there, the next 10 people that follow me on my Twitter account, you're getting a follow right back. I promise you I'll do it. Next 10 people at JaceAndrews_. So go follow me right now for all your latest Chiefs news and rumors, all at the touch of your hands right there. Let's go to our first matchup to watch, which should not be that surprising, but it's one that we definitely need to talk about. And that is Lamar versus the Chiefs defense. Now, Lamar has been the motor for the Baltimore Ravens. He is the reason that they are at this point, and he is having another MVP season. In fact, I would be hard-pressed to say it's anybody else's at this point. His completion percentage is pretty good. Passing yards is low, but that doesn't matter when you have 800 rushing yards on top of it. 24 touchdowns on the ground, 24 touchdowns through the air, 5 touchdowns on the ground. He's having a really good year, and ultimately that is also attributed to his weapons. But the big thing here is you need to contain Lamar to contain his weapons. Overall, if Lamar breaks out of the pocket, if Lamar can break through and kind of expand that zone, get out, expand the play, make the play last longer, it's going to be a lot harder for the Chiefs secondary to stay with Zay Flowers, with Odell Beckham Jr., with Mark Andrews if he is going to suit up. So you need to make sure Lamar is wrapped up. You play that little contained coverage. You make sure your defensive line is not letting him go outside. And if so, you have a spy. You have Nick Bolton. You have Drew Tranquil. Running was a really tough problem last week. I do not want to see that happen this week with Lamar. You got to contain him. And I talked about last week because guess what? It was a huge problem. This was really the main reason that the Bills were really winning, to be honest, for a good, or not winning, but really kind of pushing the agenda, I think is the best way to say it, with the Chiefs. And it was because of the 12 carries for 72 yards for Josh Allen. He was the leading rusher. They were able to slowly contain James Cook. In fact, he had -4 yards in the last little bit of that game. So pretty dang good. Sorry for you overbetters because that did not work out too well. He was actually over it, and then he lost 4 yards, went under it. But that's how the Chiefs defense works. Hopefully they can kind of do the same thing here with Lamar because you cannot have another week of this. If you have another week with Lamar working run all over you, I'm sorry, it's not going to be a victory for this AFC Championship game for the Chiefs. Look at the second matchup to watch. That is one we talked about in the preview earlier this week, but I think it's one we need to bring back up. Zay Flowers versus L'Jarius Sneed. These two guys are going to be battling all evening or all afternoon long. And ultimately, it may be up to the point of, can Sneed play the expertise advantage? He's been in the league longer. It's Zay Flowers, rookie here. And Zay has faced some good defenses. He's faced the Browns. He's faced a couple of guys, but he has not faced L'Jarius Sneed. So I'm excited to see what L'Jarius can do against him, against Zay, who is the leading receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. 11.1 on the average, 5 touchdowns, over 850 yards receiving on 77 receptions. And it's going to be the interesting matchup because he may be moving on the field, and I'm intrigued to see if the Chiefs keep L'Jarius Sneed with Zay Flowers, or if they keep him on one side of the field, which would put L'Jarius into coverages with Odell Beckham Jr., maybe Nelson Aguilar as well. So we'll have to see. I want you to pick this matchup on who is going to win it. Do we have L'Jarius Sneed taking out this one and making sure that Zay Flowers does not get anything going? Or do you think this is the time the defense finally breaks? If so, then I want you to type F for Zay Flowers. So let me know who wins this matchup. L'Jarius Sneed, S. Zay Flowers, F. It's going to be Sneed. I'm sorry. Not to break your hopes here for any of you Ravens fans or anybody who thinks that the Chiefs defense is going to slow down. It hasn't all year. A.J. Brown, one of the best receivers in the league. 1 reception, 8 yards against Sneed. DJ Moore, 3 receptions, 41 yards against Sneed. Stefon Diggs, 4 receptions for 24 yards. And by the way, they played the Bills twice. This was his better game. He had 21 this past Sunday. This was the game earlier when the Bills won. 4 receptions for 24 yards is your better game? Not exactly the greatest. And then Justin Jefferson, who is widely regarded as one of the best, maybe the best wide receiver in the National Football League, 3 receptions for 28 yards when L'Jarius Sneed was in coverage. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a game where L'Jarius Sneed is going to dominate in a lot of ways. He's going to blitz. He's going to maybe play in different ways, and I'd like to see him in a lot of different sets. I'm excited to see him, and I'm excited for my prize picks as well. So make sure you go check it out, prizepicks.com/CLNS, and use code CLNS. You're going to get a first deposit match of up to $100. Now, I told you earlier today, I'm 4 of my last 5 on prize picks. So if you want to tail me right here, want to ride with me, well, then here, go right ahead. We got Travis Kelce, the more on receiving yards. I'm going over the more with 64.5. He had a really good game, 75 yards against the Buffalo Bills. I expect him to be a key piece in this one as well. Isaiah Pacheco, 66.5 rushing yards. I think he is going to be key. Fun fact, Kelce, Pacheco, we're going to talk about them more in our next matchups to watch, and I'll tell you why these picks are going to hit. Lamar Jackson, the more on rushing yards. Listen, I know that it's going to be tough to contain him. 55.5. If Josh Allen got 70, Lamar is going to get 55. That's their rushing attack as well. Once again, you can go check it out at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for that first deposit match of up to $100. Now, PrizePicks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and it's honestly super easy and super exciting to play. I promise you, it's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including, say, pros or sharks, you pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and boom, you can watch the winnings roll in. So, for the last time, go check it out at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use that code CLNS for your first deposit match of up to $100. We're going to put it in the comments of today's video along with the description. This may be the most important matchup to watch of the 5 that I'm going to talk about, and that's the Ravens offense versus the Chiefs defense. And I know it's like, well, that's a broad statement. It's because it is. And honestly, I think this may be the matchup that decides the game. And the reason is because the Chiefs defense and the Ravens defense are both good, but the Ravens offense separates itself from the Chiefs offense. So if this Chiefs defense can stay and hold down a Ravens offense that is 6th in the league in yards per game at 370, when the Chiefs are allowing less than 300, it could make this game possible with any realm of imaginability here. Because if you look at the way the Chiefs have won these games, it's been with the defense controlling the opposition and ultimately just allowing time for Patrick Mahomes to kind of take his time, get the offense going, and soon enough, it would start to hit. If you could start early, that's great, but the defense really needs to come out fighting. Honestly, they haven't done a lot this year. I would love an early takeaway, a fumble from Lamar, a pick, something to just get the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hand early when it probably shouldn't be. So pick, interception, fumble, whatever you want to call it. I need it now. What's your confidence level in a win over the Baltimore Ravens this upcoming Sunday? I want you to scale this from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being least confident, 10 being most confident. What is your confidence level in a win in the AFC Championship game to advance back to the Super Bowl scale of 1 through 10? Get in the comment section. I'm going to let you go do that right now. Scroll down there. By the time you scroll back up, we'll be back talking with the next upcoming matchup. All right, Kelce versus the Ravens defense. This is going to be a huge one as well because Kelce in the playoffs is just a different beast. Him and Mahomes have this kind of mindset of just, okay, when it shines bright, when the lights are bright, you have to ultimately come in here and play your heart out. And Kelce has done exactly that. In fact, Kelce and Mahomes, guess what? They had the most touchdown combo by a wide receiver and a quarterback. They now have, guess what? 16. The guy that backed them up, that'd be Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. Now, this season for Kelce, it wasn't exactly his best season. In fact, it was the first time in a while he hasn't gotten 1,000 yards. Now, at the same time, 93 receptions for 984 yards, 10.6 in the average, 5 touchdowns. And this guy was humble about it. He himself took himself out of the final game saying he didn't want to get 1,000 yards that way. That's not how he wanted to do it. He wanted to protect his body, and it's looking like it's paying dividends. Also, he missed that first game with a knee injury early, so I hope that ultimately people look at this season and say, yeah, it was a down year, but at the same time, if a down year is 984 yards, I'd love to have a down year out of Travis Kelce. The Ravens also allow 48.7 receiving yards to tight ends, which is around middle of the pack, maybe a little bit on the upper echelon in terms of least. So I don't know how exactly they're going to attack this Chiefs offense, though, because these two teams didn't meet in the regular season. A lot of times you're seeing teams bracketing Kelce. But now with the way Rice is playing, with the way MVS has kind of broke out, I'm kind of curious to see how they can kind of manipulate this Ravens defense in a way that maybe gives the advantage to the Kansas City Chiefs. Will we have to wait and see, though? Yes, that's the only thing. But we can't start predictions right now. So will Travis Kelce get a touchdown coming up on this Sunday's game at 2 p.m. Central Time? I want you to let me know if you think he will score a touchdown versus the Baltimore Ravens. Then I want you to type Y for yes. If he is not going to score a touchdown, well, then you can do that too. Type in for no. Let me know in the comment section, will Travis Kelce score a touchdown versus the Ravens? Y for yes, in for no. The last matchup to watch, and it's the one that you're seeing, and, well, it kind of makes sense. The Chiefs versus themselves. I didn't want to put this in here, but I think it has to be said. The issues that have arisen this year for the Kansas City Chiefs have been made by some choices by Brett Veach and trades that maybe weren't made or were made, but the issue is it's all on you. You cannot shoot yourself in the foot versus Baltimore. That's just not how it's going to work. Ultimately, it's this. You have to go in here and beat the Ravens and beat yourself. It sounds in a kind of different way, but you cannot allow drops. You cannot allow interceptions. There's been a lot of problems with this team just in critical situations, hurting themselves. We saw it multiple times in the Bills game. The fumble by Josh Allen, you should have recovered it. You should have dove on it. You didn't. The fumble by McCole Hardman, that really caused a sputter in the offense. You should have recovered that. Ultimately, there's a bunch of things in that game that really was you shooting yourself in the foot, like giving the Bills the chance. So if you do that, you should be good. And plus, here's the thing. You win all 5 of these matchups right here. You hold Lamar down. Sneed covers Flowers, and the Chiefs' D holds down the entire offense, and Kelce gets a touchdown. Well, then even if you shoot yourself in the foot, you may be okay, but try not to do it that much. Now, I will remind you, make sure you follow me on Twitter because I'm putting out everything you need to know about this matchup coming up here on Sunday afternoon. So go follow me at JaceAndrews_. The next 10 people who follow me, I'm following you right back. As always, Chiefs Kingdom, we really appreciate hanging out with us on today, and the coverage is just going to keep continuing, so keep watching, and we'll keep putting it out. We appreciate you, and as always, peace out. What's your confidence level in a Raiders? Chiefs win versus the Ravens. Dear
0.
God. Yeah, the Raiders don't win. They obviously lost today. Do you see who they hired as their GM?
Yeah, the Chargers GM. The former Chargers GM. He was canned.
I just think it's funny that they hired the GM that they beat by 60 or 50 or whatever it was. Like it's just kind of funny. I don't really get it. We got Tony Fuentes saying 7.
I think the fact that they didn't let him hire a head coach maybe helped.
Yeah,
They already had his guy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, good luck to them. Brian Gale 7. You followed me, Don Luke. Here, I'll go check my phone. Let's go see.
I can give some shout-outs while he does that.
Nice.
Time Man the Buckeye, 7.2. Boomer Miller said 10. Tony Fuentes, 7. Brian Gale, 7. 8.7 from Don Luke, who
Got to follow back.
gets a follow back. Shout out to Don Luke Picard. Susan M says 8.
Raiders page blocked me.
Good.
Tony said I went to the Raiders stream. They blocked. Wait.
We just have the real estate in their head like
So
that.
that kind of makes sense. We had a little bit of a low audience. I wonder if they all went to the Raiders to try and spam KC. Be like, you idiots were hiding this, and they just said, "No, we're gonna block them." Oh boy, we are going to need everything to beat the Ravens. I agree, Kobe. I think this is going to be a tough game, but hot take. This is harder than the Super Bowl. Like, I think whoever wins this game wins the Super Bowl. That's just kind of my opinion. Like, I like the Lions. I like the Niners. I think the AFC is better. I just think it is. Like, Brock Purdy and Jared Goff are not elite quarterbacks. You cannot tell me they're elite.
I think you are starting to realize that the downfall of the Niners could actually be Brock Purdy in a way. Not because I think he's a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But he's proven
he's not a great.
He's proven he can have bad games.
Well,
he didn't really have any really bad games this season.
Well, the biggest thing with me is I was sitting there watching that Niners versus Packers game, counting the times that Brock Purdy threw the ball more than 5 yards. You want to know how many times he did that in my mind, or the way I counted it? Excuse me.
What, like 3?
7.
7.
You want to know how many were completed?
2.
2. You want to know how many were supposed to be picks and they were dropped by the Packers?
2. Nice.
So
I went 2 for 3 there on my guesses.
Yeah, you're pretty good. I mean, we do know Sam. Yeah, if there's anybody that would guess that right, it probably would be Sam. So that's pretty good. But I just don't know, man. Especially with, like, obviously Debo should be fine, but if Debo's not there, they may lose to the Lions. I don't freaking know. I mean, I will say it's gonna be a fun game, but I just don't see how the Lions or Niners beat either one of the Chiefs or Ravens. That's just my opinion. Excuse me. Tom, Purdy against Cleveland was horrible. He struggled on elements. Correct. And I will say, I know he had like a season's worth of unlucky interceptions, but that Ravens game, listen, you lost by that much. Having an unlucky interception is not going to change it by that much. You're still going to lose. And that's exactly my point of, like, this game is Super Bowl. Like, if I just don't see, unless the Lions come out and just bop the Niners, which I guess it could happen. I don't freaking know, but we'll see. Make sure you're getting your questions in. We're going to good grief. We're going to have a mailbag coming up here in just a moment, so use hashtag Chiefs. You can skip the line with Super Chat. Sam, we got any noteworthy guys as we make sure to get those people on the show with they getting in the queue, or you can Super Chat as well.
Well, right now I can guarantee that we got Tony Fuentes on there. We got Boomer Miller on there. Lewis Cutbirth, Richard P. We got Fire Diamond. Don Luke Picard is on there.
That's good. Good. Use
Get some
hashtag
questions
Chiefs.
in.
Use hashtag Chiefs. You got a hashtag Chiefs, Sam?
I might have to. I might just have to. We can give it a couple minutes, let people get their questions in. You can also get it in during the video here too.
I have confidence in Andy and the coach in calling good plays. That is it. Yeah. I think 5 days ago, or 5 days, 4 weeks ago, I wouldn't have said that. Now, I have more confidence in Andy Reid. Before the Bengals game, when they lost the Raiders on Christmas, 21 to whatever it was, when freaking Aiden, whatever his name is, I don't even know.
Not so fun.
Yeah, he didn't complete a pass past the first quarter, and then you still lost. That just didn't make sense. What's up, LCJ Cole? Lewis Cutbirth in question. Jay Klein getting a question. I like it, man. I like it, man. Get those questions.
Jay,
rolling.
I hate to be that guy. You misspelled Chiefs.
Oh, no. Yeah, you put, it's Chiefs. Is that how you spell it? Chiefs?
Yeah, he went for I don't know. I don't know how you would say that.
I was going to say, I don't know how I would say that. Anyways, Jay, just copy that question. Put the I in front of the E. I before E instead after, except after C. I was like, that wasn't right. Nice. Way to go. Let's go. See, just like Tony Fuentes put it in. So, Jay, if you're watching still, go down there. Hashtag Chiefs. Boomer Miller. It's because haters going to hate.
I think people hate the coverage. That's all.
They don't hate Taylor. They hate the coverage. But to be fair,
I think at first they hated him.
I think the one thing is Taylor's kind of embraced it, and like she is fully a Chiefs fan. Like it is not. She like yes, she is Travis Kelce's girlfriend, but like she is a Chiefs fan because Pacheco scored, and yeah, they showed her, which was stupid in itself. But she wasn't sitting there like like set down to that. She was screaming Pacheco and throwing up tens. Like that's that's what I was doing. I don't know about you. I was screaming Pacheco. So like, one of us, one of us, one of us. How do you turn Taylor Swift into a boy? Make her a Chiefs fan. That's how. Not the greatest wording. But anyway, hashtag Chiefs from Donald Parr, Jay Klein. I think we got some questions rolling here. And I'm telling you, you can use hashtag Chiefs throughout it so we can keep it going. But you think we got enough to get going here? I think we should be good. So without further ado, we're going to get a mailbag going on right here, talking your questions right here on the Chiefs Report. What's going on, Chiefs Kingdom? We appreciate you joining us here. As always, I'm your host, Jace Anderson, and we're going to talk some Chiefs rumors based on your questions and what the latest is going up to this Ravens versus Chiefs AFC Championship, what your concerns are, what the positives are, and what exactly we can do with not just now, but even the offseason. So with that being said, let's get started with our first question from a staple. Lewis Cutbirth saying, hashtag Chiefs, would you re-sign Chris Jones and go cheap on the wide receivers, or let Chris Jones walk and sign a T. Higgins? I would definitely sign a T. Higgins and let Chris Jones walk. The reason is the defense has been amazing this year, and I'm not necessarily sure that taking Chris Jones out of there makes this defense less than elite. They're obviously not going to be as good as they were this year just because you're not going to have Chris Jones, who has 10.5 sacks this year. But Karlaftis, who has been amazing, also has 10.5 sacks. You have Charles Omenihu. You have FAU as well. You're going to have to figure out a defensive tackle, but you can draft somebody. You can get a free agent for a lot cheaper than Jones. I think overall the offense was the struggle this year, so you attack that first. If Chris Jones isn't willing to accept that, that's okay. He deserves his money too. I just don't know if it's going to be from the Chiefs. Richard P. comes in with our next question saying, do you think that we need to run the ball more to win this game? Yes, I do. I think ultimately there was a lot of ways the Chiefs have been able to shoot themselves in the foot time and time again. And one of those ways is by not running the ball enough with Isaiah Pacheco. He has a lot of positives. And listen, when he has 15 or more carries, the Chiefs are 9-2. When he has less than 15 carries, the Chiefs are 2-3. So the facts speak for themselves. I'm not saying that you're going to give him 15 carries and all of a sudden it's a magical win. But at the same time, you have to kind of not look at this from like a fact perspective, but just realization that Pacheco is a key piece of this offense. And if you cannot get that going, well then unfortunately, it's not exactly going to go the right way. So I'm hoping they get it going with Isaiah Pacheco, but we'll see what happens. Tony Fuentes saying, hashtag Chiefs, I still trust Mecole Hardman, but he's got to do better. I also agree with this. I think Mecole Hardman is going to be one of those guys that you have to just kind of keep allowing in here and trust throughout the entire process. But at the same time, you can't give him these gadget plays. You can't allow him to go about and do these things. So I trust in him, but I'm not exactly sure how much I see him going about in a lot of different ways. Dom Dalla saying, will Mark Andrews be healthy? And if so, how do the Chiefs deal with him? It sounds like right now he will be playing, which is something that is not to be scared of, but it's to be weary of. Because I think the thing is you don't know how to attack him just yet. Because you haven't had this type of Ravens offense where they know Isaiah likely is a key piece, where they know that overall you're going to have a really, really good time with trying to cover the receivers in general. But having to deal with Mark Andrews, having to deal with Isaiah likely on top of that, it creates something that you just don't understand and don't know how to schedule, or how to look for just yet. You don't have any film on the way they've been doing that because you haven't seen Mark Andrews with Isaiah likely like that. So we'll see if they go with a lot of 2 tight end sets, but ultimately, I think he's going to play. You got to be prepared for pretty much anything. 2 tight end sets or just kind of whatever goes along. Predict the score, Chiefs versus Ravens here coming up on this upcoming Sunday. What do you have in the comment section? Get down there, use that, and get down there to get the score for the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Don Luke Picard saying, hashtag Chiefs, who will spy on Jackson if Willie Gay Jr. can't go? I think it's going to be, like I said last week, probably Nick Bolton, because I honestly think they should do Bolton over Willie Gay anyway. And that's not a knock on Willie Gay. I think I just like Willie more in coverage. I like him more as somewhat of a true linebacker, a coverage linebacker. Like, if you're going to blitz him, do that. but I don't want him to be just kind of sitting in the middle of the field waiting for Lamar Jackson. He's a bigger guy, which also I think allows for Bolton to have a little more faster pace and kind of getting to the sidelines quicker, allowing for Lamar Jackson to not get out of, honestly, get into a big area. Because if he escapes the pocket, I want to have Bolton to kind of be there right with him. And also, Bolton has been great at open field tackling as well, so that's also a big key thing. LCJ Cole coming in here with this question saying, if you were to be able to sign Jason Kelce, would you or not? I would. I think it's tough because I love Creed Humphrey, but Jason Kelce before he retired, and if he retired, I don't really know yet. Obviously, there's kind of rumors swirling that he was, but he isn't. I don't know. Either way, I would sign him just because you want to keep him with Kelce. Stinks for Creed Humphrey because, like, the only center in the NFL that is better than Creed is Jason. Are you going to spend the money on him, though? Probably not. So, obviously, Travis is loving it. And, hey, if Jason retires, I guarantee you he loves Andy Reid. Andy Reid loves him. Hey, Jason, you want to come be an advisor? You want to come coach? You want to come help out with us in some way, somehow? Well, then come on down and hang out with us. Tell you what, though, if you want the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, well, then there's an easy way to let me know. Go down there, like the video. I want to do this because we've been doing it every single week on our mailbags. And guess what? It keeps working. We're here. We're popping. We're having a good time. So go down there and like the video. I'd certainly appreciate it. And I'm telling you, don't be the jinx. Go down there. I can tell exactly who likes and who doesn't. Don't be the guy that messed everything up. I will tell you one thing. You can't mess up Factor Meals, though, because if you go to factormeals.com/ChiefsChat50, you're going to get 50% off. Now get started on your resolutions with Factor so that you are ready for the new year with Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery that takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Skip the overpriced takeout trap. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious than takeout, and get chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door. They're ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you. Not only does Factor offer fast, simple solutions when I'm too busy to cook, they also help you stay on top of the goals that you're trying to accomplish this year. With offerings like Protein Plus and Keto, you can stay on track. This is definitely going to come in handy for all of your New Year's goals this 2024. Head to factormeals.com/ChiefsChat50 and use code ChiefsChat50 to get 50% off. That's code ChiefsChat50 at factormeals.com/ChiefsChat50 to get 50% off. Next question coming from Kobe saying, how good does our offense have to play to beat a Ravens defense? Very good. I know that seems kind of stressful, but this Chiefs offense has been really good as of late. In the regular season, middle ground. But the fact that everybody talks about, oh, well, the Chiefs had a down year. Patrick Mahomes had a down year. And he was 15th in the league in points per game. It doesn't sound like that's that bad a deal to me. The defense is going to come in here, though, because you have the number one defense on the other side of the ball. So you need to play with everybody, I think, is the best way to describe that. You need to have Isaiah Pacheco running well. You need to have, honestly, Travis Kelce going well. You need to have Rashee Rice in a more advanced role than what we saw last week versus the Buffalo Bills. If he is taken down, you need to have MVS kind of to take over on a lot of stuff. So you're just going to have to kind of use the people you have in the right ways because ultimately this defense is too good to not have everybody rolling. Next question comes in from Lewis Ketber saying, would you draft a left tackle in the first round or wait for later draft picks? I think I'm waiting. This offensive line has just been good. I don't know if I'm going anywhere about believe. So it's kind of waiting would be my mindset with that. It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's probably what I would say. But there's a lot of things you can do with draft picks right now. In my opinion, it's weird because this year you drafted Felix Anudike-Uzomah, and then you just didn't use him. So kind of weird. Sam Rocks comes in with our next question saying, can we now trust MVS, or was the Bills game just a fluke? I'm not going to say the Bills game was a fluke because we saw what he could do in last year's postseason. We saw what he could do in last season. I mean, he knows how to catch the ball with a lot of ways, but I'm not there to trust him just yet. I'm not there to say that, oh, time's tough, throw it to MVS. No. But I'm also not to the point where I'm like, oh, don't throw it to him, even if he's like wide open. Just don't throw it to him. I think you can do that now. I think if he has some space, give him a shot. He made really good catches, and he was the highest rated PFF wide receiver in the entirety of this divisional round. So, hey, give him a shot. But that's just one person. That's just me. What's your opinion on this statement? Do you trust Marquez Valdes-Scantling in times of need? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Let me know in the comment section down below. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Jay Klein says, I'm so scared for Sunday. How do we win? I'm playing Siege right now. Huh. Nice. Keep going with those Siege games. Tell me if you win. I think it's fair to be nervous, but it wasn't like I was less nervous for the Bills game. This is just one of those seasons where every game just feels hard. The thing is, you have Patrick Mahomes. You have Travis Kelce. You have Andy Reid. No matter who you're playing, no matter what you're playing, you have a shot when you have those three guys. Do I know what's going to happen? No. But am I maybe 50-50 on this? Yes. I think the Ravens fans are also this, because at the same time, everybody's like, oh, the Ravens are going to win by a lot. Cool, whatever. It's Patrick Mahomes. You're never going to win. You're never going to blow Patrick Mahomes out. That's just in my mind. So I'm just excited for a good game, and I'm hoping the Chiefs can pull it out as well, and I think they will. Luca saying, will Nagy stay at offensive coordinator if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl? Any new info about Chiefs injuries? So, yes, I think if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, you can't fire your offensive coordinator to do that. What they could do is demote him, but I don't know if Nagy would exactly be up for that. We'll have to see. If the offense does kind of fail in this game, I still think they might fire him, because like 2 games is something, but like if you can't just go out here and try and at least have a good game against an AFC Championship opponent, that's not exactly what you're expecting here on the Chiefs sideline. But in terms of Chiefs injuries, the big thing that we're still watching is Joe Thuney. We're going to keep you updated throughout the week. Probably have another video out sometime in the next couple days about Thuney and kind of what exactly is going on with him. Besides that, Derek Nade seems like he will play. Mike Edwards is in concussion protocol. We're waiting to see if his availability will be good, bad, whatever, but we'll have to find out. Willie Gay, and also who got injured in the Bills game, he will be all right, though. He should be all good. He said, I'll be great by game time, so I trust that. Speaking of game time, we're doing a 2-hour pregame show on Sunday. I went to Sam, and I said, man, I want to do something special for Chiefs Kingdom. I want to do something special for everybody who stuck with us all the way to the AFC Championship. So he said, let's do it. So we're going live 2 hours before game time. It's at 2 o'clock. We're live at 12 p.m. Central Time. Come in the chat. Hang out with us. We're going to talk. We're going to talk Chiefs. We're going to have an amazing time together, so go hang out with us. Please go down there, subscribe, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. And I can't wait to see you there. As always, Chiefs Kingdom. Peace out. Do you trust Marquez Valdes-Scantling, everybody? Don Luke Picard. Let's go. Shout out Don Luke Picard. 15 is a lot, but hey.
Let's go, Don.
We know exactly what this means. Any super chat on this is great. It's time. Okay, let me ask this question before we do it. Don, on Twitter, your name is Donald. Do you want us to call you Donald or Don Luke? Let us know, because we owe you something.
You know what he's like, what the name is after, right?
No.
That's Jean-Luc Picard from like Star Trek.
No. Oh, I've never watched Star Trek.
Yeah, so he's just like, he's going, it's a name thing. Anyways.
So do you want to do Donald or Don Luke?
Oh. Suspense. I don't know. I think we let him decide.
All right, Donald or Don Luke?
How about you do one, I do the other.
Oh, this is going to be so funny. I'll do Donald. You do Don Luke?
Okay.
Okay. Donald. 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 Don Luke. Don Luke. Don Luke. Don Luke. Don Luke. Don Luke. Let's go. I saw the last one. I saw
love to see it.
Let's go, Don Luke. I certainly appreciate it, man. Hey, we're happy you're here. We're putting shows out. And by the way, I know we got some people here. I wanted to give y'all a little sneak peek. I'm going to say it in tomorrow's later show. I talked to the bosses. They said the Chiefs have been doing so well, and the Chiefs report's been growing. We're going to get a live show on Thursday this week. We're going to be back live again, most likely on Thursday. I just bit my tongue. Oh, my gosh. We're going to be live back again on Thursday. Ow. Fudge. We're going to be back live again on Thursday. I don't know what time just yet, but I'm going to kind of get that going tomorrow. We'll put that out in tomorrow's video, kind of tell you what time and all that. But we're gonna be live again. So if you're happy for that, I want you to get down there in the comment section. Type I don't know, yippee, Y, something.
Yay!
Yay! Like to save Jace's tongue. Yeah, please.
That works
Ow.
too.
I cut it. That really hurt. I gotta be honest. By the way, we're 3 likes away from 50. Be cool if we could hit it real quick. Really appreciate it. If you're not here, all right. If you're not. Today's been a long day, guys. I don't know why. I'm just feeling it. If you haven't liked the video and you're 3 people, go like it. I don't know how you could be 3 people, but if you are, go like it. Or if you have other accounts.
Be one of those 3 people.
That too.
If you haven't already. Oh, now be one of those 4 people.
Yeah, my tongue is definitely bleeding. Yes, what am I
Nice.
guessing, Jay Klein? I know. I taste it. It's not fun.
Yummy.
Blood.
Don't show the people. They don't need to see that.
Tell you what, LCJ Cole, we're going to have some deals in the AFC Championship game for a potential to have some of those. So hang out with us then. We can get those going. We'll try and get you one. You're good, LCJ Cole. Hey, just watching is good enough. Just watching is good enough. I tell you what, LCJ, I'll make you a special deal. You come on the show next Sunday, this Sunday. You hang out with us. You do it. We'll give out some free raffles, give out some free Chiefs shops.
We do some raffle tickets. Yeah, some free raffle entries. I love a good deal.
We can do it.
I love a good deal.
We can do it. We're going to have a lot of deals. I hear Sam's got his deal engine and his brain going. He's kind of trying to come up with a bunch of deals.
That's enticing.
So,
don't tempt me with a good time, that's for sure.
you're a Chelsea fan. You don't know how to have a good time. Join our live on Sunday, Chiefs versus Ravens, 12 p.m. Central Time. Come hang out with us. We're also going to try and go live Thursday, so come hang out with us then. But we certainly appreciate it, man. I know it's a good day. And Don Luke Picard. Okay, let's see. Captain Jean-Luc Picard was my uncle. Not. My team started calling me Don Luke in the men's senior baseball league, and the name stuck. I love it. I love it. I hear that in Sam in his senior league baseball. He is called Sloth because of how slow he is.
I've never played senior league baseball, and I am fast. I've got wheels. Shout out Don Luke.
When you said that, you just reminded me of like a little kid. Like, I'm fast. And then I immediately thought of Pacheco running.
I bet I'd win a race.
$100 super chat me and Sam will race right now.
We'll film it. We'll go down the hall.
We'll go down the hall. We'll piss off everybody on this floor and everybody below us. The IT company to our left will not be happy, but we'll film it. That's funny. All right, well, my social studies teacher is Bears fan. That stinks. They're never good. Never will be. Just go up and say, hey, Cody Parkey, and walk away. All right, well, we appreciate you hanging out with us.
Doink, doink.
Yeah, double doink.
There you go.
My tongue is bleeding, and I would like it to stop. So I'm going to go do that. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Don Luke Picard, man, hanging out with us. And appreciate the super chat, my guy. You're a legend. We're going to be putting out more content, and we appreciate you hanging out with us. We're going to be live Thursday. Want to hang out with us again, Don Luke, and we'll be live on Sunday. Obviously, we just want you there. Doesn't matter if you're super chatting out. We like everybody to come out and hang out with us. So we appreciate you. For Sam the Sloth, I'm Jace Andrews saying peace out.